Hey everybody, good afternoon. I am Jeffrey Jansen. Today is Tuesday and this is Tuesday Motivation. I'm on my way to pick up my daughter, and as I put out there this morning, which I will put a post about taking care of you, taking care of each other, knowing that you matter. So if you're new to my channel and new to this particular daily motivation, this particular daily motivation is about motivating you so that you know that you matter and you can do more in life. Now, we also have daddy-daughter talk time. We do events such as bike riding, soapbox cars, cardboard boat regattas, horseback riding, and all this stuff. But today is kindness. And my daughter later, she does her own little show. They always have to, there's so many chiefs, not enough Indians. And what that means is everybody thinks that what they say, think, or do is the right thing. But if you keep it simple, do things for the right reason in the right way. Doesn't matter what country you're from, doesn't matter the color of your skin, doesn't matter what religion you are, doesn't matter your social level, your poverty level, it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. Kindness can go a long way. And when kindness goes a long way, it's not about religion, it's about being a good person, doing the right thing for the right reason, reminding ourselves every day what gets us ahead in life. Well, what gets us ahead in life is this. When you go out there and you do more for others, like Zig Ziglar has always said, and he's one of my guys I listen to, him and Jim Rohn, Brian Carruthers, Rich Ellerman. There's a lot of people that, and a lot of books I read. But when you go out there and you're kind to others, all right, you're making a difference in somebody else's life. When you get really mad and agitated and upset and get frustrated and angry and everything else, and you want to find a way to just bring your levels down, go out of your way to be kind to somebody. Do something nice. Shake a hand. Tell somebody they're pretty. Tell somebody they're handsome. Tell somebody that they matter. Tell somebody, shake a hand. Go and help a little old lady across the street if you have to. If go take a water to somebody that's working outside. Do something that you can do and ask nothing in return. Do not ever ask anything in return when you do kindness, because then you're expecting something. It's no longer kindness. Now it's basically you're doing something to get something. When you do things out of kindness, generosity, with your heart, okay? When all of a sudden you decide not to argue, at a time where you can argue, at a time where you decide to use the thing called tact, which all next week we're going to go into what tact is, T-A-C-T, okay? What we use in the Marine Corps and what we use everywhere else. When you start using your head instead of your mouth, meaning you're sitting there going out there like, this person, well, let me think of a different way. There's always a way to solve a problem. Sometimes you may have to fail, you may have to agree to disagree, but there's always a way to solve a problem. And here's the thing, if you're so dead set in your ways, you're going to find out very quickly if you cannot adapt and do a couple things that other people do, or be able to learn to listen or be coachable, then you're going to find out life's a lot harder. And I see this with different groups and all these people that it's my way or the highway, or I'm going to throw my hands up and I'm going to throw a fit. I'm going to give you an example. I do a lot of parades, okay? And these parades have people get in them to show advertisement or whatever else, but they all throw candy to people and they have a great time. However, there's some old individuals, they want to carry flags or whatnot, but there is a rule and a proper process of doing things, with the legalities of stuff. However, instead of finding a solution, they're like, we're in the front of the parade, and if we don't get in the front of the parade, we're never going to do it. Well, guess what? If you never do it, then no one's going to see you. Then your cause has just ended. Okay? So what good is your cause ending if you're doing no good for anybody else, but you're only doing it because you want to help people? You're not going to do it to give you what you... Well, there's a way of using tact to get around that. So instead, we basically found a spot in the parade at the very beginning where there's no spots, and we put them there. And then they're like, oh yeah, see, we told you we can get it. No, if we would have done it their way, they would not be in the parade, and they would have pulled themselves out and never been invited back. Instead, we found a solution by putting them at the front of the parade where there's not even a spot, and everybody was perfectly happy. All right? There are solutions to every problem. With a little bit of kindness, if you help enough people get what they want, then a few of those people will help you get what you want. If you are sitting there helping people get what they need, eventually your needs are going to change, adapt to fit what you need. In other words, if you may think you need something now, no, that's want. However, you're going to figure out that your wants are actually needs. And you're going to figure it out by examples of this with some of the museums. A wheat sill to having corn. Now, why is it in the last 100 years we were able to do that? Well, first off, whenever you have something going on, there's patents going up, and somebody always wants to do the next best thing. It was a progression to get to the combine. And life is the exact same way. When you have kindness towards people, but you want to do, you can always improve on something. You can always make something better. We went over our would take getting to the moon on rockets. Now think that for a minute. Less than 100 years ago, everything we did, we had to use with our 2 feet. Then gradually started using horses, camels. All of a sudden we use buggies. Next thing you know, we're getting the Model T, going to the Model T to the next vehicle, to eventually going so fast that we're able to get a man to the moon and walk on the moon with the same vehicles that we used. Now, you want to know how it worked? Motivation and compromise, and most of all, kindness. Believe it or not, kindness got us there. How did it get us there? Because it did. And each and every one of you matters. And each and every one of you needs to know this. You can have big dreams and accomplish those big dreams. You can do more with your life. Never give up. Never give in. You matter. You're important. Love you, everybody. Bye.